We hear the word jealousy all the time on social media. Sometimes it's overused and sometimes it's used to avoid accountability. But what interests me more is what happens in real life. When envy shows up in families, friendships, relationships, workplaces, and even among people we barely know. I've spent years trying to figure out why some women seemed hostile towards me when I had no conflict with them. This isn't assuming that everyone is jealous of you. In fact, I think that's a very dangerous mindset to have. This is about recognizing that envy is a very normal human emotion, and also understanding what it looks like when people don't handle it in a healthy way. Of course, not every woman who dislikes you is jealous of you. I do think that's one of the most overused phrases on the internet. But after years of life experience, I've also realized that envy is a very real thing, and pretending it doesn't exist can leave you confused as to what's happening around you. I used to think that envy was made up. It was used to make people feel better about rejection. But then I started noticing patterns that couldn't be explained by different or certain personality differences. The internet's obsession with calling everyone jealous. If someone disagrees with you, it's jealousy. If someone doesn't like you, again, jealousy. If someone criticizes you, jealousy. But I don't believe that's true. Sometimes people genuinely do not like you. You may have done something wrong. Your personalities can clash, misunderstandings can happen, or maybe you're just a bad person. Part 2. Envy is a real human emotion. The problem is that in trying not to sound arrogant, we've almost gone too far and started acting like envy doesn't exist or something. Humans do compare themselves, naturally. We compare beauty, success, relationships, money, attention, and lifestyle. I think most people have felt envy at some point. I think. The question isn't whether or not people feel it. The question is what they do with it. Part 3, what unhealthy envy looks like. I want to give you some examples what unhealthy envy looks like. Starting off with constant criticism, backhanded compliments, dismissing your accomplishments, never giving you praise, acting supportive but also seeming disappointed, copying while also resenting you, and also looking for flaws to humble you. We've all had that, at least I did when I was in high school. I started realizing that some people did not know me well enough to dislike me. I feel like they created an idea of me in their head. Why envy can be confusing. It's strange when someone is envious of you, especially a woman. Usually, I don't normally have this problem with men, but it does happen. I've had this problem with men, but I feel like it's happened more with women. It's very confusing because I could meet someone thinking that we're cool and there's no problem. We're very neutral, and it always sneaks up on you. It catches you off guard because they may say that they may tell your friend group that you said something mean about them, you were bullying them. So it makes you look like a mean girl, and you may have never even done such a thing. That is probably so far from you because it's not a part of who you are as a person. But when a person is envious of you, they may say that you're the one who's envious of them. You're the one who's jealous of them. And that can be so off-putting and dangerous because you can literally lose everything. You can lose your friends, family, people can look at you differently, people can treat you poorly. You could even lose your job from this. And it's weird because when someone's envious of you, you could be so kind to them, so nice to them, yet they still feel this way towards you. It can catch you so off guard. You'd just be dumbfounded that they don't like you, or they are saying these things about you that may not be true just because they're jealous.
Daddy, 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 Daddy! My first day of new school and everyone was mean to me. I just wanted to make friends, but everyone ignored me, especially the Powerpuff Girls. Everyone loves the Powerpuff Girls, so I wanted to be a Powerpuff too. But they were being selfish and spoiled, and they told me I couldn't. They told me I couldn't! But I wanna! I wanna be a Powerpuff Girl!
And most of the time, you're usually minding your business. This would be the last thing that you want to do is be mean to them or bully them, but you're the one who's being a mean girl. So yeah. So you haven't had any conflict, you've been kind to them, and you've been minding your business, yet something feels off. What can you do about it? You don't need to convince anyone to like you. It's good that you stay grounded in these situations because you don't want to lose your cool and like react to it, and then all fingers are pointing at you of being the bad guy, being the bully, or being the monster who had a big fit or attacked the other person. So don't retaliate. Try not to become paranoid, and try not to assume that every negative reaction is envy. But it's very good that you protect your peace, like so important. Usually in these situations, it's good to just remove yourself from this person if you can. Hopefully you don't live with them because that can happen. So if you live with them, maybe consider moving out if possible. But if it's like a family friend or something, it's better just to leave the situation. My mistake in these situations is trying to retaliate. I've been in situations where I would try to fight back, or I would react because I don't like someone lying on my name or making me seem like I'm being a bad guy or being a bully, when in fact, I've never done that. So if I see that if the situation's not getting better, I tend to like fight back. I tend to snap back, and that can actually make you look worse. It can make you look like you are the one who is jealous or envious or trying to pick a fight with someone who's oh so innocent. So it's good to try not to, don't do that. Don't try not to be that person. It's also good to not be paranoid, and which is why I believe that it's very wise to remove yourself from the situation, because when you become paranoid, it just like compounds on, like you're just stacking these blocks, and eventually it all comes falling down and can turn into a fight, like physical or verbally, and then it'll just blow up in your face. It's better to just not stoop to their level and to not get into your head. If possible, it's better just to remove that person or yourself from the situation as peacefully as possible. Yeah, so the biggest thing to take away from this is just protecting your peace. If you have somewhere else to go there. If you can communicate with somebody that you trust, communicate with that and tell them honestly how you feel and what's going on. But most importantly, I think removing yourself from the situation is the best bet. That way it may feel like they're winning, but that way they can live with their jealousy on their own terms, in their own world, in their own little bubble. Don't play the game with them, because it's not a game you want to bring yourself down to. But yes, I hope you enjoyed this video. It's a short one. I will be talking more about this, getting more into detail about these topics. Yeah, so if you can relate or you feel like you've been going through something similar, let me know down below. My name is Saya, and I hope I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.